Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Naca. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So look, we want to talk about Naca's roles to the polls and the partnership with Ebenezer Baptist Church. But it's a privilege and an honor and really moving to be here at Martin Luther King's church, because he stands for economic justice. And Naca is well known for its Best in America mortgage, with no down payment, no closing costs, no fees, at a below market fixed rate. Today's rate is an unbelievable 2.5% for a 30-year fix, 1.825 for a 15-year. But we're not here to talk about that. So the question is, why is Naca doing this rolls to the polls? We have 150 vans that are in Georgia, Texas, North Carolina, and now South Carolina. But it's around economic justice, because you can put someone into their home on the best terms in America, but you need services. Your community needs services. And the only way you're going to get those services is if people see you as someone that can make a decision in their lives, meaning the government officials and the politicians. So that's why it's absolutely crucial as an economic justice organization that we focus on voter participation. People's votes need to be counted and their voice heard. And that's why when Naca does something, we do it big time. Big time. And one of the things that we talked about when we did something big time on a big stage was when we had a Homebuyers workshop here at Ebenezer, and we had a debate around the mayoral candidates, but we had over 3,000 plus people here in the audience and as the overflow. So it is an honor and a privilege to be here at Ebenezer, to work in partnership with the Ebenezer Social Justice Committee, and to have Tiffany here as their representative, as a partner in making sure everybody's voice is heard, every vote is counted.
All right.
Thank you, Tiffany.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Tiffany Roberts. I am the chair of the Social Justice Ministry at Ebenezer Baptist Church. Our church's mission states simply, Ebenezer Baptist Church is an urban-based global ministry dedicated to living in the mission and living in the message and carrying out the mission of Jesus Christ. And when we say individual growth and social transformation, we mean that. We mean that we can't live in silos. We can't be a house on a hill and not serve our people. And we know that NACA's mission of economic justice for all is an important one. Our social justice ministry has 5 pillars. One of those pillars is voter empowerment. And the reasons are simple. We understand that our government must answer to the demands of the people on the ground. We understand that the most impacted in our communities need to be the most heard. They should be centered in decision making, and they cannot be centered in decision making when their votes are suppressed, when they can't access the ballot. One of our other pillars is strengthening the poverty safety net. And so when we talk about that, we're talking about economic justice. We're talking about the people who come to our church every Saturday and we serve through our food pantry. We're talking about the mothers who we bail out of jail every year in cooperation with Black Mama Bailout. Another one of our pillars is ending mass incarceration, right? And so ending mass incarceration, we know that the United States is the #1 incarcerator in the world. Our solutions are so often to jail people that we don't want to look at, to jail people to whom we don't want to speak. And we're standing and we're saying that we should no longer support that. From our church, from our pulpit, or in our communities, and all of these issues, every single issue that we target through our social justice ministry is concretely impacted by our folks' access to the ballot. And so as we are standing here with NACA today, as they are providing rides to communities who don't have access to vehicles, it's not lost on us that so many people have been so harmed, not only by the pandemic of the coronavirus, but also the pandemic of state-sanctioned violence against Black, brown, and poor people in our country. And so we are grateful for your work. We are grateful for NACA's work and all of the organizations in Georgia and across the country who are working to ensure that it doesn't matter what your bank statement says, it doesn't matter what your zip code is, you should have free access to the ballot so that you can impact your communities in concrete ways from the federal level to the state to the local. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tiffany. And what we want to take the opportunity to do is to say some of the stuff that we said in English, to say it in Spanish, and then we're going to have Karima come on up as well. So what we want, so you're going to translate, Luis, for me.
Give me a chance to translate.
I will. I'll give you a chance to translate. So, you know, it's really important that we're here at Ebenezer Baptist Church, which is the base of the civil rights movement.
Es importante que estemos aquí en la iglesia de Ebenezer, porque es la base de los derechos humanos, de los derechos de los americanos.
And that what Martin Luther King fought for and died for was for economic justice. And that's what we're here about, economic justice.
Lo que hizo Martin Luther King, él murió fue por la justicia económica, y eso es lo que estamos haciendo nosotros aquí, reclamando la justicia económica.
So that includes not just voting rights, but it includes all kinds of other economic issues: affordable home ownership, good jobs, good wages, opportunities like everybody else.
Y no solamente la justicia económica, sino también algunos otros derechos como buenos salarios, derechos que nos corresponden a nosotros.
So what Naca is doing with the rolls to the polls is to making sure everybody has an opportunity to have their vote counted and their voice heard.
Y lo que estamos haciendo ahora con los llevar a los ciudadanos a los puestos de votación es para que su voz sea oída y que ejerzan el derecho a votar.
So with 150 vans, we're giving rides to people throughout Georgia, including southern Georgia, as well as the greater Atlanta area, Texas, North Carolina, South Carolina.
Con los vanes, lo que estamos ofreciendo son viajes libres, sin pago, a los puestos de votación, aquí en el área de Georgia, en Atlanta, en el sur de Atlanta, en Texas, en Norte Carolina y sur de Carolina.
And we have already provided over 40,000 voters rides to the polls.
En la actualidad hemos llevado a los puestos de votación a alrededor de unos 40,000 votantes.
And then we want to say in Spanish some of the things that you were saying, Tiffany, on that. Thank you.
Hi again.
Give me a chance to translate. Not too loud.
So through our social justice ministry, we are focusing on voter empowerment in addition to 4 other issues.
Acerca de nuestro ministerio, estamos enforzando o dándole oportunidad a que los ciudadanos puedan votar.
This year we launched our Blessed Ballot initiative, in which we are caravanning to ballot drop boxes, to early voting locations, and also supporting people in long lines on election day.
Con esto estamos dando la oportunidad de llevar en caravana a todos los votantes para que puedan ejercer su derecho al voto, y los ayudamos también en las líneas que tienen que hacer para votar.
We know that issues such as mass incarceration, poverty, and the school to prison pipeline are all impacted by voting.
Sabemos que el encarcelamiento masivo y el dropout y cuando los estudiantes se salen de la escuela y dejan de ir a estudiar, a través del voto vamos a ejercer un gran impacto.
Our goal is for all of our members to vote early so that they can serve on election day. We want to be a part of this community effort.
Lo más importante para nosotros es que se puedan votar temprano para que puedan de esta manera hacer la diferencia en el país.
Finally, I'll just say we're so grateful to Naca for your mission and for all of your work around this election in our community.
Estamos muy agradecidos con Naca por el servicio y todo el favor que nos han dado a nosotros en la comunidad y en este país.
So if I can have Phyllis come on up just to talk about what we're doing, because we want to continue to get the word out so that we have 3 more days of early voting and on election day.
Tenemos solamente 3 días, entonces vamos a hablar a qué es lo que vamos a hacer para que todos los que tengan que venir a votar pues se agilicen el paso.
Good afternoon, everyone. We opened this journey October the 12th with over 150 vans at a press conference with Keisha Lance Bottom's office and several organizations that co-sponsored the Rolls to the Polls, including the NAACP, Power Praying Women, etc.
I'm going to do my best. Comenzamos esta jornada el 12 de octubre y comenzamos con un fleet de un grupo de 150 vanes.
Thank you. And first of all, I would like to say a special thanks to the CEO of Naca, Mr. Bruce Marks, and all of the jobs that he has created. With 150 vans in this city, people that are riding around, we did outreach. We went to the areas that the MARTA buses are no longer running.
Primero que todo, queremos agradecerle a nuestro ejecutivo número 1, Mr. Bruce Marks en Naca, porque ha creado trabajos para la comunidad y para toda la ciudad.
That's good. That's good. Now, last but not least, my name is Phyllis, Minister Phyllis Morrow of Homeowner, Missionary Baptist Church in Norcross, that also supports this effort. And also, I want to end with this saying. Yeah. No, you don't have to say that. You don't have to say that. Now, we were out yesterday on an impact church where they were focusing on Black Lives Matter and Black Votes Matter. At this point, I would like to say all votes matter. No matter black, white, green, purple, these 150 vans will take anyone to the polls. We have all the PPE in the vans. We got sanitizers. We got thermometers. We got everything to take a person on a safe journey to and from the polls. So what we say, can you spell free? F-R-E-E. Come on, one more time. F-R-E-E. Free rides to the polls. Come on, Georgia. Let's be heard. All votes matter.
So anybody needs a ride to the polls. Anybody needs a ride to the polls, need to call our toll-free number, 888-495-6222. 888-495-6222 today, Thursday, Friday, and on Tuesday on Election Day. And they can go to our website at naca.com, NACA.com. So it's very important. So I want to introduce Karima, who's going to talk about that everybody needs to have that opportunity to vote. No one should be prevented. America needs to make sure that yes, we were based on a racist constitution, but people have fought and died to make sure that we improve that constitution, we improve the laws, and now we got to make sure that no matter what someone's past or current, whether they've had a record, whatever their situation is, everybody should have an opportunity to have their vote counted and their voice heard. So it's great to have you, Karima.
Talk about it, sister. Talk about it.
Thank you. So my name is Karima Hanifa, and today I want to talk to you about two things, right? Voter suppression and voter disenfranchisement. You want to start?
I wasn't paying attention to what was saying.
I want to talk about voter suppression and voter disenfranchisement.
Okay, mi nombre es Karima, sorry, mi nombre es Karima y lo que quiero lo que quiero hablar ahora es la supresión del voto y
Voter suppression and voter disenfranchisement.
voto de
Disenfranchisement.
I don't know that word. No conozco esa palabra, disenfranchisement.
It's okay.
Sound great.
As a formerly incarcerated individual, today I am here championing for a campaign called No Taxation Without Representation in the state of Georgia that says that as a tax-paying citizen that I should have the right to vote in the state of Georgia.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
There are 266,000 people in the state of Georgia that are disenfranchised voters, which means that as long as I am on supervision, whether probation, parole, fees, and fines, I am not allowed to vote in the state of Georgia. It means that as a tax-paying citizen, I do not have representation. I do not get to decide who will be my president, who will be my senator, who will be my governor, who will be the sheriff in the county that I live in. The name of the campaign, again, is No Taxation Without Representation. I repeat, no taxation without representation.
Say it one more time.
No taxation without representation. As taxpayers in the state of Georgia, I should be allowed to vote. Everyone today knows someone that is or has been on supervision. Everyone knows, it's a fact. And in the time that we're living in right now, people are constantly being arrested, are constantly being victims of systemic injustices, which cause them to be on probation and parole. So today, I came to create an awareness, to create a conversation of awareness that there are people like myself who want to use their voice to be heard. I want to use my voice and have a say-so in representation. I would like to go out and vote. I have some flyers that I'll pass around later on so that you can have access to the link. We are asking for 2,020 signatures by November the 3rd. Right now, we have already passed the halfway mark. But once again, everyone deserves to have the right to vote. Unfortunately, I lost the right to vote before I was ever old enough to register to vote. After spending 26 years inside of a Georgia state prison and coming home, after spending the sentence that I was sentenced to, I still do not have the right to vote. But I must pay taxes or I will be rearrested. Thank you so much.
Everybody, so thank you, Karima. I mean, really moving a personal testimony about disenfranchisement and systematic racism. So to wrap up, look, there's a lot of work to get done. People have seen the Naca roll to the polls around the city of Atlanta, around Texas, around North Carolina, now around South Carolina. So it's really important because what it says there, it says free ride to the polls. 888-495-6222 to call. It also says NACA fighting for economic justice with America's best mortgage. Goes hand in hand.
Yes.
You can't have one without the other. So that's what we're about. And Ebenezer Baptist Church, this is the center of the civil rights movement, what we're fighting for, and people have given their lives to achieve. So we are on the shoulders of the civil rights movement and all the people who fought for that. And it's an honor and a privilege to be here at this sacred place. So everybody, so thank you everybody. We can answer any questions if anybody has. And there's a lot of work to still get done, not just to get people to the polls, not just to make sure people vote, but after November 3rd to continue the campaign and the advocacy to make sure that everybody has the right to vote, to make sure that we have affordable health care, to make sure that we have good jobs, to make sure that we have affordable housing, so it doesn't stop on November 3rd. The fight continues for economic justice. Thank you, everybody. Anybody? Yes.
Contact information if one wants to have a ride.
So the contact information for anybody that needs to have a ride is called toll free 888-495-6222 or go to NACA's website at naca.com, and we have dispatchers there all the time so that whenever you need a ride to the polls at any time and from any place, we'll pick you up from where you are, from your home, for where you live. We'll make sure that it's safe, meaning that there's always masks. You have to wear your mask, sanitizers, everything, and we'll wait for you at the polling station and we'll bring you home.